Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Brad. Pardon me, I'm looking a little rough, man, but I'm about to get a haircut, so pardon me. I'm still sexy as hell, man. I got the cheekbones, I got the nice skin. It is what it is. But look, man, I'm gonna give you guys a couple exercises that you can do right now. Like, here's the thing that separates this Patreon from other Patreons, because I'm a part of other Patreons from the self-development red pill community. Whether it's, I'm not gonna name names, but to be completely honest, bro, like their shit isn't practical. It's more you're paying for Patreon to support them, which if you're paying for this Patreon to support me, by all means, thank you. But at the same time, I want to give value as well and make sure that my Patreon is not just you guys supporting me, but me giving you guys value. So this is what separates my shit from everyone else, is that my shit is always extremely practical. I give step by step, do this, do that, you will get this result, not just motivational shit. We're gonna talk about a couple exercises that you can do right now practically to get good with speaking with chicks. And this works with anybody, and it's not just girls. We're gonna be talking about this in the context of speaking with girls, but you can use this with any human being, right? Just to get good at talking in general with people. So the first exercise is called riffing. It's one of my favorite exercises. And the point of this exercise is to loosen you up and to get you in a state of being where it feels good to say. You're not hindering yourself. And before actually we get into the exercises, we need to talk about the main trials and tribulations of why the majority of guys and people cannot seem to have things to say when they're talking to a girl. Like, where is that problem stemming from? The root cause of that problem for most guys is the fact that they believe that what they have to say is not good enough. When you're playing video games, when you're hanging out with your buddy, when you're sitting in your room alone, when you're watching a YouTube video and you're cracking jokes, bro, you never run out of shit to say. There's literally millions and millions and millions of words in the English language, in any language, which means there's billions of possible potential sentences that you could create with these words. So if there's billions and billions of potential sentences, there should be no way in hell you could possibly run out of shit to say. So it's not necessarily that you're limited on words, it's that you're limiting yourself and limiting the amount of words possible to use when speaking to a girl. You feel that you need to say specific things to, I don't know, attract her, to keep her engaged with you, and that's completely false. You can say absolutely anything, and to be completely honest, the words don't matter. It's more so your intention, it's more so your energy, it's more so your confidence. But anyways, that's the main reason why guys feel like they run out of shit to say, is because they are suppressing themselves. They are limiting the amount of words that they are using. If we have person A and person B, person A has 100,000 words that they can use, and person B only has 10,000 words that they can use. Of course, it's going to be harder for person B to have a conversation because he's limited with the amount of wiggle room that he has with his words. He's limited to only 10,000. Person A has 10 times that, okay? So the English language, though, has millions of words, billions of potential combinations. So, like, the idea of running out the shit to say has nothing to do with language itself. It has everything to do with your confidence in yourself and suppressing yourself. Okay. Exercise number 1, riffing. So we just covered that the root cause of running out of stuff to say is you suppressing yourself. So riffing is about removing that suppression. It's about removing that limitation, that threshold that you're placing on yourself with your words. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna set a timer. You're gonna set that timer for 1 minute, 60 seconds. You can use a timer on your phone. You can use a digital clock, whatever. Set a timer for 60 seconds. Then you're gonna go to a website called Random Word Generator. Okay, and this website does exactly what it sounds like. It generates random words. You're gonna click on generate word. It's gonna generate a random word. You're gonna click play on your timer, right? So the countdown begins, and for 60 seconds, while that timer is going down, the entire minute, all you're going to do is talk about that random word. You're gonna talk about that topic, and here's the point of the exercise. This is the big thing. This is the most important part. Listen. While you're talking about that topic for that 60 seconds, you do not stop. Not once. You do not stop. If you pause, if you stumble across your words, if you hesitate, if you take more than 1 second to even think about what to say next, you have to stop the timer and restart it. What you're doing with this exercise, it's a very powerful exercise, and it's more difficult. It's easy for me now because it's something I've been practicing, but most people, it's actually hard for them starting out. You're gonna start stumbling across your words. It's gonna be like, oh, what do I think about next? Boom, you already lost, you already failed. Restart the timer. The point of this exercise is to get that muscle of free flow expression constantly running. You're gonna get that muscle of just absolutely just being able to just flow, to just literally let the cosmos right? To let God feed you words and let it come out of you without you thinking about it, without you trying to mitigate the words, without you trying to like be like a TSA checkpoint and stop the word. So is this the right word to say? Okay, cool, you can come through. Like, no, any and every single word is going to come through. That's the point. Okay. What you're going to notice is you're going to start to say dumb shit. You're going to start to say things that you would never ever say if you were in a conversation with a human being, because because you would be limiting yourself. You'd be suppressing yourself. You'd be like, well, that's not mature to say, so I won't say that. When you're doing this exercise, no rules apply. You can say whatever you want. You're going to say whatever you want. You're going to not stop yourself. You're going to build that muscle of just free flow, okay? Now, once you start to get good at this, you're going to notice through your awareness that you're going to be speaking faster than you're thinking. And that's the whole point. The words should be coming out before you even think about what you're going to say. The words should be coming out so fast that you don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming out until it's already been said. You don't know what's about to come out of your mouth until it has been said. That's the whole point of the exercise. Now you're probably thinking, well, isn't that kind of irresponsible? Because what if I'm in a conversation with somebody and I apply that? I might say some very retarded shit. I might say something that might offend them. I might say some dumb shit that makes me look bad. Who cares? The point of this exercise is to get that muscle out of the way so that eventually when you're in conversation with people, now you have the muscle to free flow if need be, right? So for example, the majority of human beings, they're on this side of the spectrum. Imagine a spectrum, right? The spectrum of being able to free flow, the spectrum of being able to say whatever the fuck comes to your head, right? Majority of human beings are on this side where they can't say anything. They run out of shit to say because they're completely suppressing themselves. The exercise of riffing allows you to go on the complete 180 side of the spectrum to where you say everything to the point where you're saying shit and you don't even know what's coming out of your mouth until it's been said. Once you have this side of the spectrum as well, now when you're in conversation with people, you can bring it to the middle, right? You can bring it to the middle. You can be quiet when need be, and you can freely express yourself when need be. You're straight in the middle. That's what we're trying to get to. But you can't get to the middle until you've gone to both extremes, right? So if you run out of shit to say, that means you're on this extreme with the exercise of riffing, just being able to speak nonstop, no hesitation, no pausing. That brings you on this side of the spectrum. And now once you've mastered that skill, and it's going to take a while, it's going to take a few months. If you at least practice at least 10 minutes a day, every single day for a month, 2 months, my God, you're going to be one of the best verbal skilled human beings on the planet. But you bring that back to the middle and boom, now you have insane verbal skills because now you can talk about any topic, right? Because you've trained your brain to be able to talk about any random topic and talk about it nonstop without suppressing yourself, without limiting yourself. And this does wonders for when you're around girls because you now have an exercise that you can practically use. You have a muscle that you've developed to where even if you're nervous around girls, you now have something practical to do to remove that nervousness from your body, right? When guys are around girls, they run out of shit to say because they're nervous, but they don't have an exercise in the back of their head that they can pull out. They don't have a muscle that they can pull out to get themselves out of that nervousness. You see what I'm saying? So now you have this exercise that you can practice so that whenever in the future you find yourself in a situation where you approach a girl or you're around some girls who's in your friend group or at school or wherever, whenever you're around a girl and a little bit of nervousness comes out because you're suppressing yourself a little bit, you're like, oh shit, remember all those hours I practiced riffing? Let me do that right now. I have that muscle. Let me pull that out. Now you pull out that trump card of riffing. You do it while you're in conversation with the girl. Boom. The nervousness is now gone. Okay? So that's what I mean with this Patreon. And I didn't mean for this video to be so long, but I really want to explain it and articulate it in a way that was really understandable. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the next exercise in the next module. I wanted to put them all in this module, but in a single module, but I'd rather separate them now that this video is pretty long. But rewatch this video over and over and over again so that you can understand the exercise, and then for the love of fucking God, apply the information. I just gave you this exercise alone will make you a verbal wizard. It will separate you from everybody else. Are you going to apply it or not? This is what you're paying money for. This is why you bought the Patreon. Shit like this, practical, powerful shit. Now it's up to you to apply it. I gave you the value. Okay, so let me just re-articulate it one more time. Riffing. You're going to set a timer for 60 seconds. You're going to go to randomwordgenerator.com. You're going to click on a random word. It's going to generate a random word for you. You're going to click play on your timer. 60 seconds nonstop. You're going to talk about that topic without pausing, without hesitating, without thinking at all. If any of those three things happen, you pause once, you hesitate once, you think about what you're going to say once, stop the timer, redo it until you can go 60 seconds without stopping. Okay? And eventually, after a couple weeks, you're going to master 60 seconds. Now boost it up to a minute and a half, boost it up to 2 minutes. Eventually, you can get to around 3 minutes like me of just non-stop talking. And that muscle is going to develop to the point where you can talk to any human being, especially girls, and never, ever run out of shit to say because you now have a muscle developed where it's impossible for that to happen.